Yeah. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hi,
to.
welcome to our channel, Richard and Celeste channel.
We are here. We're going to bring to you history in the music from East Los Angeles, from the pioneering musicians themselves. We have a really special show tonight, so hope to see you there. And come join us. And we'll see you there. Okay.
See you. Okay, start now.
You know what? I believe you did.
Okay.
Okay, hey everybody, we're live.
We're live now.
Okay, so
Big gig, but
we have Gene Sesma representing the Blendells.
I used to love you guys.
How you doing, Gene? Good to see you here.
Richie.
Good to see you here. Thank you for coming down, brother. He's representing.
Yeah.
He's representing the Blundells, who had a hit called La 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 La.
Yeah, the Greek Theater in 1991.
Yes, that's right.
The Latins of
Legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
Say that twice.
The legends.
Can you say
Yeah.
Toy Boy 5 times real
Yeah, I
fast?
get so nervous sometimes in front of a camera, but when I see a camera and I see a blue light, I break into a song.
There you go. You look good, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, second, we have Ron Reyes of the Impalas. Ron, how you doing, brother?
Hey.
Great, man. Great.
And Yaki.
And Yaki, yeah, Ron played with also after the Impalas from the 60s.
And Dirty Sister.
He went on to be in a lot of bands, backing up a lot of great musicians and artists, singers. And the Impalas had a song called Band of Gold. What year was that?
God.
64.
71. I don't know, 69, 60.
Right around there?
I was in high school still, so.
30. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, way back there in the 60s, somewhere in the archives of the 60s. Yeah, Band of Gold and Yes, I'm
Beautiful
Ready,
song.
also another song we did. And I also did Come On Up by the Rascals, which I sang.
Love that song.
In this time.
Yes.
In this time.
Then we got Gilbert Stokes. How you doing, Gil?
Doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Would you like to say who you're from? Formerly
Formerly, Chicano.
singer? Yeah. You redid the hit song Groovin' by the Rascals.
Right?
You guys also had, it went well for you guys in Chicano.
Yeah, things went well there. And then I left and I was doing my own thing, working on a new song called The Sands of Time.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Phil Avila wrote it, yeah, so.
Nice.
So we keep going.
There you
We
go.
gotta keep going.
And then we got Benny and Joe Rodriguez of the Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers. Woohoo!
The song
Yeah.
Cradle Rock, and then you also had Everytime I See You.
Every time I see
This
you,
letter.
Okay.
is the
Beautiful
dance.
songs.
We have about 8 songs. Most of all of ours were original. Ours.
That is awesome.
You know, on the flip side of Cradle Rock, we went in to record it, and who knows, you know, the engineer was Frank Zappa.
Wow.
That's so cool.
And he hears us sing Cradle Rock, and he says, man, I got a song that just made right for you guys. He wrote it. He and some other guy gave it to us to record.
Wow.
That
There it
is
is.
amazing history right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Frank Zappa, the
Yeah.
Frank Zappa.
He has,
Woo!
he has an
Yeah.
album. He has a 78 that they made special for him, and my grandson got it for me. And it says, you know, Zappa's creations, and it says the Heartbreakers. Every time I see you.
Wow.
He played the lead guitar in the middle.
Yeah.
And the bridge, he played.
Wow.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah. I know we've spoken before in
Yeah.
other interviews. For the viewers who have not seen that
Yeah.
interview,
Yeah.
you two started at teenage years or before
We
that?
were kids. We started singing when we were like 5 years old.
Is that when you won the M&M contest,
Yeah.
the candy?
Yeah.
You know, this is funny. Back in Mexico, you know, I was only 5 years old. I won first prize, a piece of beer. My dad said, "This guy's he's gonna sing for the rest of his life."
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wow, that's funny.
So then as we grew up, you know, teenagers, then my voice got heavier. So my father showed us how to harmonize. And you know, we're musically, we love music. So we sing we learned the harmonies from the trios back then.
Oh,
So that those are harmonies. That's why we have the harmony. I mean, not unique, but I mean, you can see it. You can tell that there's a difference in the tone or something, you know.
Mhm.
It's distinct.
Well, in a way,
Brothers.
because my father, when we were kids, we didn't know how to sing. Yeah, I mean, we sang, we had good voices and that. But he would tell us, you have to sing with your heart.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how we started getting it. And every time we sang it, we came to LA in 1959.
59.
And we stayed in 59, but we already, we started playing, we played guitar, this guy plays bass. And my father didn't have a job then. And we go to the bars downtown.
Yeah.
I was 14, he was at 12. And we would charge $5 a song.
That's the way to
Got
do it.
away with it.
It was,
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, every time there was somebody that looked suspicious like a cop or
Yeah,
something,
they would bring us into the kitchen. Yeah.
get under the counter here.
So a lot of the songs, like a lot of the old Spanish songs, by the time I was 7, I knew about 1,000 songs by heart. And even this guy tells me today, you're like a computer, man. I still remember that,
Wow.
And we go to we do events where we even play for funerals because
Yeah.
some of the mariachis don't know the song, the old songs, which is sad. Okay,
Yeah.
it's sad because there are guys that are probably older than us and they don't remember the really singers, the real singers. We went on a trip to Guadalajara, and there's a train that goes from Guadalajara to Tequila, Jalisco. And it's a train, and then strictly they serve you every kind of tequila before you get to them.
Wow.
Right?
Oh.
So we were drinking tequila mixed with this and that, and there's some mariachi, younger guys than us. And I was feeling all right. I go, my brother tells me, "You want to sing a song?" I go, "Sure." So I go over to the guy and tell him, "Can you back us up?" He goes, "Yeah, whatever. What song do you sing?" And I go, "There's one called Aquel Amor." That was written by Agustin Lara,
Agustin
the
Lara.
greatest composer in the world. Okay.
Man.
Are you familiar with Agustin Lara?
Oh,
Sola- Solamente una vez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
the song, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Interrupting it just to throw this anecdote
Yeah.
out. I was still in junior high, but ready to go to high school. He was already in high school. My uncle was a great musician, God have him in heaven. Played first saxophone for Perez Prado.
Yeah.
So we come from a family of musicians. Anyway, he called us in and said, "I want Agustin Lara to listen to you guys." And Agustin Lara said, "I want you in my show." LA Unified School District said, "No, those shows go on till 1 o'clock in the morning. Can't give you permission." Oh, Lord.
Oh,
So we
man.
lost out, on that. But Agustin Lara served us
Yeah,
coke
great, yeah.
and,
Yeah,
Seven
it's
Up or
been
whatever,
a good life for us.
and he
thank
was
God.
serving his
It's been a
band
good life.
Wow.
drinks. Put on an apron. Humble man. I mean,
Wow. Gee, that's
Yeah,
a great story.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of like we were teenagers, and they would hire us for family gigs, sing Spanish, boleros and that, and they had trios of guys that are already and we go and kill them. Because you remember in Martha's house?
Mercenaries.
No, there was this trio, and I would tell them, because I wanted to learn the requintos.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You should have seen it.
because there's a guy from Los Haces, he learned jazz.
Well, sausage,
So
yeah.
he incorporated jazz into the boleros, and I always wanted to know how he embellished those chords. And we were playing at Luminarias with my uncle,
Mhm.
and there was a trio that would take half hour, older guys, and I heard him playing that, and I go, teach me those. He goes, guitar, you learn. And he wouldn't tell.
Wouldn't share.
He wouldn't share.
Wow.
But since kids, we would take part in amateur contests,
Yeah.
We were in San Jose, California. They had a contest there. We took part, won first place, a little bit of money, But a very important thing for us, and I'll never forget. First place got us to open a show for Javier Solis.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big time.
We got on stage, we started singing the song that Javier Solis had as a big hit,
That was the first
you know, and his mariachi came in backing us up.
Actually, what happened was, you know,
I mean, I still get
Chills,
goosebumps.
what happened is that we formed a band. We were called the Blue Primes.
Blue Primes.
And I remember my aunt, we had, I don't know if you guys remember, there were some work jeans that, we used to work in the field. They used to call them Frisco jeans, black.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Frisco jeans.
Those
Yeah.
were-
And my aunt sewed some blue ribbons right on the side.
Yeah,
And we would wear it.
Oh,
Yeah, anyway, back then it was all orchards up north, you know, San Jose, and there were a lot of towns, small towns, farm towns. There was one called Decoto, and they had a amateur night on every Wednesday, and the price was $15. And it was my brother, myself, two cousins. But we used to do things like Sandra D. This guy used to have that voice. So Sandra D. We used to do Paul Anka, you know. And then, but the Spanish we would do it. So it was all Mexican people. So after we won, they said, "Sing in Spanish. We don't understand English." So and I told my brother, "Let's do that one. Let's do it." We started singing, and all of a sudden we hear the mariachi in the back. Like, yeah, Javier Solis and mariachi.
Wow.
So he came over. He goes, "Yeah,
Wow.
that's our good."
Yeah, what-
A lot of good
that's
memories.
history.
Lot of
Beautiful,
good
that's
memories.
beautiful
A
history.
lot of good memories.
Beautiful
Yeah.
history.
And then, excuse me, got a little dry mouth
Yeah.
there. How old were you when you guys met Billy Cardenas?
I was just going into high school, so I was like 14.
Uh-huh.
Joe was 12. Yeah.
And did you know Billy Cardenas
No,
first or Eddie Davis?
No, what happened, Richie, what happened is that, like I said, they used to hire us for parties, you know, para parties de borrachos, because we could sing all the rancheras that they wanted. And so this guy heard us, and he goes, "Hey, you guys have a good harmony." He says, "Do you sing English?" And I go, "Yeah." And he says, "Would you like to join a band?" Sure, you know, of course. And then he took us to Lincoln Heights, at Lincoln Park, and the Romancers.
Oh, Maxie Bellis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subayas, and then they heard us, and they said, "Well, we're gonna hire you as backup, you know, do up for Max Subayas." And I was telling Gilbert, he used to pay us $5 a night. $5
A lot of money back then.
So then we started getting gigs for the quinceañeras and that, because we could sing Spanish. So then they started featuring us, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Were you
that's what.
more of a Spanish, you know, singing in Espanol more than English? Was that what got you popular at first, the Espanol
No.
or the English?
Well, it gave us the confidence that we could sing.
Yeah.
But you did sing in Espanol a lot. Did
Mostly,
you do like family parties and
Mostly.
stuff?
Yeah,
Mostly.
mostly.
Okay,
We worked
Because
with-
that's how it seems
we
to
worked with,
happen. It seems to happen with a lot of us,
Mhm.
because my roots came from the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, I had my dad was a singer,
Uh-huh.
and my uncles were singers,
Mm-hmm.
and I had cousins that played guitar, but it was all at parties when it was just Espanol. No más Espanol.
Yeah.
See,
There was a-
when we started, you know, flourishing, we shared the stage with Amalia Mendoza, Marco Antonio Muñiz,
Javier
Solis,
Solis.
of course,
Mhm.
Los Dos
Wow.
Reales.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Oof.
actually, you know,
Yeah, you could go on and
we,
on.
I don't know if you guys remember the old, the Money Region Stadium. We were the first Chicanos there.
wow.
Did you
We
go?
were the first
That
Chicanos.
is
Well,
a
you know,
history,
that's-
beautiful.
That's when,
Frank Zappa was.
Yeah.
did that.
No, but what was his name?
el boy.
Night Owl, ¿cómo se llama este cabrón?
Tony Allen?
Tony Allen.
No, the young guy. Decían que era Chicano, he wasn't. Czechoslovakian. What was his name?
They used to lock him up.
Yeah, he used to lock him up. They used to lock him up because he liked to get loaded.
When he showed up on stage, he was already on.
Really?
So the manager would say, hey, if he knocks on the door and everything, don't let him out.
Yeah, but I remember that,
What you been drinking, bro?
back then, actually, the Chicano movement was, the music movement wasn't yet. They used to bring all the blacks from back east, all the groups, One Summer Night, all that. And I remember Gene Chandler came with Duke of Burrow.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandmother was a seamstress, and she made us a cape like Gene Sanders, and it had a heartbroken like that. Really,
That is cool. You guys still have that?
A show not too long ago with Gene Chandler.
Yeah.
What about the top hats? Did you have that?
No, I had it already.
And then okay, so from there, you met Reyes.
Yeah, we met him at Lincoln Heights, and then we used to just back him up, we used to do, because we always been funny, like we want to be funny.
Yeah.
And we used to do, remember we used to jump all over
All
him?
money.
Oh, they
Money?
yeah.
Give me money.
No, it wasn't giving money.
My heart cries.
No, it was a fast one, and we'd be jumping all over him. What song was that?
I have to ask him.
What was the song? Yeah, anyway, and then we used to back him up on the other songs, we used to do a lot of the old soul songs. And then they would let us do a couple of songs after a while. We used to do, I don't know, Over the Mountain, Queen of My Heart,
Yeah.
Queen of My Heart, and all, Renee. Then we started getting into the English, more and more and more.
When we reached high school, I caught up with him like the year before he graduated. And Little Richard's manager, we were doing shows with Little Richard, so he tried to get us into the same label,
Nice.
before doing Cradle Rock, So he says, hey, and Cradle Rock, it sounds good, we can include it in the record here. Well, turns out, that the label was still going stick black,
Okay.
So he got us in there, but under Brent Records, a subsidiary of Mercury.
Okay.
And the man, Bumps Blackwell, was the name of the Little Richard's manager.
Oh.
And for the viewers, would you guys be so kind to give us a little tidbit of your beautiful, lovely song that I love, Cradle Rock?
Sure.
Listen to this, you guys.
Come on.
This is their song, 1961, was
Let's
it?
make it
Yeah.
harmony.
I like the guitar there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys gonna hear us. Listen to the music.
He's gonna practice it anyway. I will. Eat.
Okay.
Oh, cool. That's right there.
Okay, but
There's a pit right there.
There's a paper.
we don't have a lot of space, so I'm gonna have to play
Let
like.
me run my throat up. Don't record.
Oh. I'm not showing.
Yeah.
Rockabye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows
Frater.
Beautiful.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
And you
Nice.
guys put that on what label?
That was in Delphi.
Oh,
Delphi.
that's Richie Valens.
Oh, yeah. Bob King. Bob
Bob
King.
King,
Bob
yeah,
King?
he was the owner of Delphi.
Uh-huh.
You know, as a matter of fact, when we recorded it at Bob King's, we recorded it on
His
Richie
house?
Valens' microphone.
Wow.
Man.
Was that the flat one, the sure?
It was like a one of the, you know, the old ones. Remember that
Oh.
it was like a,
The Elvis?
yeah, like that. It was
The
like
silver one.
it looked like a bun.
Yeah.
It was like a bun.
With the lines in it, right?
But, yeah, but what happened is that because they wanted to promote Max Ubayas.
Oh, yeah.
used to sing like Richie Valens. And he had a song called "You Better," and that day we went with him. You know, the whole band, because we used to back him up, right? But then we were ready to. They had packed up everything, and we were in the hallway. And then Billy Cardenas talked to Bobby, and he goes, "I want you to listen to this, guys." We did it not in the. He brought the microphones outside, and we did it right there. That's the way he recorded it.
I don't know how. You know?
Like Gold Star, Gold Star Records?
No, that's
No, Delphi.
Delphi.
Bob's house. Was it at Bob's house?
No,
Didn't he have the studio at his house?
No.
No,
It
we
was in
never.
Hollywood.
We never.
But
Speaking of going to celebrities' homes, you know,
Yeah.
Steve Allen's house.
Steve
Excuse
Allen.
me.
Wow, I used to love Steve Allen.
We did a few things there for him.
He was my
Dean
favorite.
Martin's house.
Steve Martin.
He liked the Mexican songs. He liked the Mexican songs.
What's that lady that's always
Connie Stevens?
la muchacha esa que siempre anda en cuentos?
Vicky Carr?
Tiene el papá de ella era. Well,
In the
anyway,
runs?
That's okay.
A lot. You know, we did a lot when we were kids, and we were still in high school, and they wouldn't let us tour, but we would go on weekends, and we tour with Little Richard. We were kids.
Rosie and the
Rosie and the Originals.
yeah.
All the old guys.
you know, when LA Unified School District refused to give us permission to participate in the shows for Agustin Lara, the second time touring came around, we didn't even ask permission. We just went straight to the principal and said, we're gonna be out for a month. You know, have the instructors write down the assignments. We'll take our books with us. When we come back, we'll take the exams.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
You know, we did.
That was the only way to do it. Otherwise,
That,
they would have said no.
what was that presentation we made at that one of those jail federal prisons with the Shirelles? Remember?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a show.
Yeah.
Oh, Shirelles?
The Shirelles, yeah. When they had
The original Sherelle.
Yeah. No, I tell you, I went up to the girls and I said, just a year and a half ago or so, I was buying records for my
Yeah.
girlfriend. You know, and here you are.
it was funny because we were always like, hey, Charlie, we're always skinny, and we looked a
Yeah.
lot younger. You know, we didn't look like, and they would think we were kids, and they, oh, how cute we were. After
Qué bonito.
that.
And not only in music, you guys had many blessings. You guys went on to have a great education.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, can you share with us what your degrees are in?
Let me start off with something, you know.
Sure.
Again, back to LA Unified School District. I had come out from Belvedere Junior High with a straight A as a straight A student.
Man,
I get to high school, I start taking geometry, chemistry, biology. I mean, all the solids, you know, as a college prep course, okay?
Man.
My counselor calls me in and says, Mr. Rodriguez, we're gonna have to change your major. I said, Why? Look at my grades. No, but we're gonna find something more appropriate for you. And what is that? We're gonna change your major to industrial technology.
Wow.
I said, boy, that sounds impressive. But you know what? My uncles and my dad are all industrial technologists. They all work in factories. She almost fell off the chair, you know?
Wow, what a way to go back.
Wow.
I said, you know, you're gonna do what you're gonna do because you have orders to do it from higher up, you know? Just leave me as a college prep student, okay? I'm gonna go to college regardless of what you think.
Woo.
I love that. Yes.
Thank you.
She changed my major to
Yeah.
Spanish. Right down my alley, you know? I get to junior college, I start taking courses and I change it to business major. And I take on, you know, law, business management, blah, 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 blah. But I had already accumulated some units in Spanish. I go to the university and I want to be a psychologist now. My counselor says, "No, you grace merit, you know, but you're going to need a foreign language." No problem. Look at my transcripts. You'll see that I've accumulated so many units in Spanish. That's not a foreign language.
Wow.
My God, I said, do you speak Spanish or write it? No, but I wasn't born to a Latino family.
Come on, man.
I said, you know what? I'm not going to win with you.
Come on.
I transferred to UCLA.
Jeez.
Got my teaching credential,
Ahorita the boys.
and just took it from there.
Yeah, we came
There
from.
were many hurdles to jump
It was
through.
very tough. We came from El Paso. We came from Mexico, actually. Joe and I were born in Mexico.
Juarez, I was born in Juarez.
And we grew up in El Paso. Luckily, like for me, I've always liked math and science. I always do that. We went into a barrio. They sent us to a barrio. They had to bus us to one of the high schools. And luckily for me, they bused me to El Paso High, which was the best school in El Paso. There, I went 8th grade and 9th grade because they didn't have junior high
I
school.
can't turn it.
By the time I got out
Landscape.
there, I came to Roosevelt. I knew math analysis, I knew chemistry, I knew Latin as a foreign language. And the same thing I went through, you know, they wanted to put
That's
me in
amazing,
body
dude.
shops and that. You guys,
Amazing.
You know,
the thing is, you know, my dad got a job in General Motors. They opened up a factory in 1959. It was the Camaros. He was earning $15 an hour.
Back in those days, that's a lot
Well, no,
of
but
money.
before in the field, we're doing like $2.50 a
A lot
day.
of money.
All of us, you know, $2.50 a day.
Sheesh.
Taking strawberries and
Oh, yeah.
the whole family,
Yeah.
right? So I graduated from high school and I said, I want a job like that, like my dad's going, no, I'm going to school, man. I said, no. I feel bad because he said, no, you're going to school. And I started junior college. And I wanted to be a pharmacist. And so what I did is I took all the courses for SC. When I got I got 95 units in chemistry, and physics, and math analysis, calculus. I took all that.
Wow.
Gee.
And I applied to SC, and they accepted me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's my favorite college.
I was earning
That's
$60 a week. I was already married, had one boy, my first boy. $60 a week. My wife never had to work because I was a hustler. So I didn't get support from SC. There was no loans.
Not at that time.
No loans.
Nope.
So luckily for me, and you know, like life says that when there's success, you don't wait for it, you go after it. That was the first Chicano counselor in East L.A. College. And he was going through all the records of science. And he sent me a letter home and said, I want to see you. So I went, he says, you know, you're the only Chicano with a science major? I go, he goes, this is what I would advise you to do. He says, all these units that you have 160 units. He says, transfer it to Cal State LA, change your major from pharmacy to chemistry, you get a degree in chemistry, and that will back you up. It said, in case you don't get it, your pharmacy degree, you have something to back you up. That's what I did.
Wow.
So I worked for a German company for 30 years.
Wow.
Gee.
Yeah.
I was the only Chicano. and they always used to, you know, even my partners they used to call me a token Chicano. Yeah, because you know, I don't let myself. I never made it bow to anybody because I knew my stuff. See, I knew two languages. I knew Spanish. Chemistry is like music. Chemistry is all the elements, all the math is universal. It's universal.
Yeah.
You know, the formulas are universal. Numbers are universal. So anything they threw in English, I could say in Spanish and in Swahili. No.
You knew your language.
I knew it, you know, so I knew it.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I was very you know, my oldest boy is a chemist, my oldest boy. He's got two daughters and one of them has a master's in chemistry.
Wow.
Wow.
And the other one
In pharmacy.
in pharmacy from
Yeah.
USC.
Yeah.
Well, that's my background is USC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with the same time you were doing that, my cousin, Tommy Montes, I'm very proud of Tommy. Tommy passed on, he was my favorite cousin.
Okay.
He represented us as Chicanos way back in your same era, the 50s. He went to USC.
Uh-huh.
He became a pharmacist, and he was the main guy at Queen of Angels.
Ah.
The main guy, pharmacist for 30 years.
Yeah.
And he used to talk about the struggles he went through to get to SC,
Yeah.
because he was Chicano, a graduate of Roosevelt High School from
Yeah.
Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
Gang-related members out there, you know, all the garbage that comes with it.
Yeah.
How can you qualify for this? Well, he did what you guys did. He proved that he was worthy,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
awesome.
became a pharmacist.
Oh, man.
Wanted to be a doctor. Nah, he ain't gonna be a doctor. So he changed his everything to become a dentist.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be a dentist. They were against Chicanos. No, I'm telling you the truth. They were against him.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, well, I'm gonna continue at SC. Got his degree. He became a pharmacist.
You know, the thing is,
Wow.
all the hurdles they threw at you, you know.
That's all he said.
all the hurdles because like
Same thing, bro.
when I started university, they had just come out with the calculators.
Yeah.
Calculators.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us use the calculator. We
No.
had to use a slide rule. I don't know if you guys know what a slide rule is.
Yeah.
That's what I had to use.
My cousin told me that.
And I can.
Ron, you don't know what's coming against. You know, he would tell me, we're not liked, man. The Chicanos are not liked. They may say that we're going to open up doors for you. It's not true. That we weren't liked. And doors have opened up since, thank God. We got grants coming out now. Thank God. To SC and UCLA. I don't know if you guys know Ruben Guevara.
No.
Okay, I worked with
Ruben and the
Ruben with a
Jets.
group called, remember, Consafos they were called.
Yeah.
Anyway, his first group was Ruben and the Jets. Frank Zappa was his manager and recorded all their stuff. Well, I worked with Ruben for years, and he introduced me to Chich Marin
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and Carlos Santana. I did a thing for Carlos
Yeah.
with it was Little Joe. Remember Little Joe?
Yeah,
sure.
And
Amazing.
Linda Ronstadt. Who was the guy from the Grateful Dead? Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these guys were doing an HBO special, and we did it at the Radisson, and I got the call because Carlos wasn't feeling good.
Mm.
They called me to sub for him and play the music, and they were going to superimpose his face. So I went ahead and worked with the band there and got all kinds of pictures, and what a tremendous thing. And anyway, they featured me on Europa, Oye Como Va, and one where he did 3 songs. His big hit, dun dun dun.
Black Magic Woman?
Yeah.
No,
Ain't Got Nobody?
no. His big hit, his first hit. I think it was his first hit.
Oye, ¿cómo va?
Oh yeah, como va. I'm sorry, I probably
Wasn't
said
that
it wrong.
Tito Puente?
Yes, but
Yeah.
it was
He
Carlos's
wrote that.
big
Yeah.
hit. So I did all the tracking, and guess who walks in? Carlos. While I'm tracking, and he puts it down, and he thanked me, and he goes, "Wonderful job," and we took pictures. He goes, "How much did they tell you you're gonna make?" I go, "I just came in because what an honor." So no, I'm not. This is God's truth. This is a true story. He goes, 100, 200, 300,
Wow.
400, 500. He goes, "Is that enough?"
Oh,
I wasn't expecting anything.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Carlos
And I
Santana
said,
himself.
What did you tell me? Oh, sister?
And I looked at him, and he always does this.
Yeah.
Always does
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And we took pictures, and Rincon said,
Oh,
City
yeah.
of Commerce, he got all my pictures, me and Carlos. And I went, it was an honor for me to do this.
Yeah,
He
that's
goes,
cool.
"You know what, you
That's
sounded
cool.
great, you did a good job." Anyway, long story short, we go to Vegas. A friend of mine takes me on my birthday to Vegas, the Hard Rock Cafe, to see Carlos.
Yeah.
So I go there, I said, "Will you tell Carlos, Ronnie Reyes is here, who subbed for him at the Biltmore. I would like to go up and do at least one song with him."
Whoa.
So they sent the message, and Carlos, he was on stage, he goes, "Ron, we're doing a show, I'm sorry," and he does this, "but I acknowledge you right there." And I was, and I went, "Oh man,
Wow.
what an honor." I didn't get to go on stage.
Yeah,
He wouldn't let me go
yeah,
on.
but
Hey,
he
that's
recognized
good right
it.
there.
You have to, just to be recognized,
Yeah.
because it was
You
truth.
bet.
And and it was all because of Ruben Guevara.
Yeah.
Ruben was a legend, and he went to UCLA as a Chicano, got his master's out there.
Ah,
And he was like 64, 65 years old, valedictorian at UCLA.
Wow.
65 years old, got his
Wow.
degree. And he said, "Don't ever stop
you
educating
never give
yourself.
up. You never give up.
Don't ever give up." This guy was with Frank Zappa, and you remember
Yeah.
Ruben and the Jets.
Of course.
Even all the Cheech and Chong movies that Cheech
Yeah.
did, Marin, Ruben was in there with the mariachi band when they're doing that. Ruben was the trumpet player. And these are the guys we meet in the industry that went before us.
Right.
There's hope.
Yes, you bet.
Well,
That's the thing, yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Speaking of your story, Ron, with the Impalas,
Yes.
you said teenagers at that time,
Yeah, I was in high school. Yeah.
and if you'd be so kind, could you give us a little tidbit of that beautiful song, which is an awesome, beautiful song?
I can't sing it, my
Gilbert
brother.
could sing.
Oh,
He
yeah,
knows
I can
that.
sing it. Which
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, Band to Go.
I never wanted well
Well,
high.
Oh, okay.
I never wanted wealth untold. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Trying
More
to figure.
fame is not my life. Dun,
Turn the
dun.
cue, ain't it?
Just wanna simply band to go to make you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You know that
prove
you
that
are
you're
mine.
Yeah.
Key of A.
I haven't seen that song since 13, 14.
So,
I never wanted wealth, I'm told.
There you go.
For fame is not my life.
That's it.
Just want a simple band of gold to prove that you are mine. From Silhouette to Araby, those in the land of mystery. Oh, never tell me we'll never grow Wow. That's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Well, you know how to play.
And I don't know
how did that
one.
I
was a little boy. What else was the
Oh, okay. It's an A. It's an A. So that's a little guitar for me.
Yeah, that's a road guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were,
It's an A.
how, that, I remember we learned that version when I was a little boy. We were playing that at a lot of weddings. Quinceañeras.
Quinceañeras.
Oh.
But anyway, that's
So,
nice.
when you guys came out with that, oh, I'm sorry. When you guys came out with that song, how did that? You write it?
No, we didn't write it.
Oh, okay.
No,
It was
Mel Carter.
Mel Carter.
Mel
Yeah.
Carter sang it, but
Exactly.
who was the writer? You know?
No, I don't. But
Oh.
what happened was we went to Disneyland, and the Impalas were in some kind of music battle of the band type. And remember the Teenage Fair? Way back, it
Oh,
happened
yeah.
at the Palladium, the big giant thing.
Yeah.
And we were able to go to Disneyland, and Mel Carter was performing. And our singer said, "Man, I love the way he sings. I love that song
Yeah.
now." So I said, "Why don't we do it?" So we learned it, and then we got to go back. The Impalas, we ended up getting Eddie Torres, who was a Midnighters manager.
Love that man.
And he became our manager. Okay, Eddie. So Eddie locked us into a recording thing to do, he had, I think back in those days, it was Chattahoochee Records.
Yeah, the Midnighters.
Midnighter label.
Yeah.
And we got on that Whittier label.
You're right.
And then we started doing all these shows with the Midnighters. And Paula's, we would open up for them. And they were working, the Midnighters were the talk of the town,
Yeah.
And we ended up opening for them, and then we did Band of Gold, and people reacted, and it was, wow, what a beautiful song. So we recorded it. And, it became, a little tiny, it made a little, a little bit.
Big hit.
Stirred up, yeah. In the East Los, we sold a lot of records, and
You guys were
And,
just teenagers.
and then we're just kids,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And then we were asked, this is a big thing, another big thing that happened to me at an early age. We were asked to back up Sonny and Cher.
Oh,
Remember that song, Baby Don't Go?
yes.
We were asked to back them up, and I met Sonny and Cher. They were nothing yet. And they looked
They
totally
were
different.
Cleo something and Cleo.
Yeah,
Yeah, something.
exactly.
Yeah, that first.
Yeah, and then they became Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
And totally, Cher looked totally different than you. I mean, she was skinny with his long black hair, and he, it was just, they weren't anything yet, but they had this record that came out that became a big giant hit.
Yeah.
And we backed them up.
Let's go.
And that's because of Eddie Torres, And of course I became good friends with all the Midnighters and did a lot of stuff with those guys. And things went on and on. As Richard knows, I toured forever. I was on the road forever.
You were some big.
With Al Wilson with Show and Tell. I was the guitar player with Pat Upton. I love you more today than yes. I was this guitar player.
Dolan.
This Mickey Dolan from the Monkees. I was with all these guys, which
Yes.
and I was gone forever. Which of course, I lost my marriage through it, and I took touring over.
Yeah, that's a
It's a sad thing that what we
Yeah.
go through, we lose things, but I never lost my children, thank God.
Amen.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they ended up working with all these incredible artists. I was the last one, I think, to work with the original Coasters before they all passed. I was working with the last of them. And we were, what an honor to work with these stars. And then the last thing I did was backing up Little Anthony and the Imperials. We're on the road. Little Anthony, he's incredible.
Yeah, we just did a show.
And I was we backed him up. It was all reading. I'm going,
Charts.
Because it was all charts, and I hadn't read, and Gilbert, I'm going, oh my God, I was locked in those, what a show. And I didn't get my eyes off that music, Thank God I went to school, but I hadn't read in a long time, you lose it, and I'm going, oh my God, I got to remember these parts. And, but right after they finished, the main act was Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, great.
And I met Jerry, and we go backstage. I take a picture with him, and you know what he's doing? Sharing a bottle of Jack Daniels
Oh.
full bottle.
Wow.
Going like this.
This diamond ring.
I went, oh my God. And he's going on. He goes, I'm ready. I went, oh my God. It would have made me knock out, you know. He down to fifth. I mean, not a fifth, but he went like this, right to there. And he went on the incredible, the killer.
Yeah.
And he still played well.
Still alive.
He
He's
played
the last man
great.
standing.
He played great, but anybody, if you do that much Jack Daniels, you're pretty much gonna faint, you know.
You know, I got to admit, you know, when I met Ronnie Reyes, Ronnie and I, oh gosh, I would say
Well, yeah.
late '90s. We became we started a band with Gilbert Stokes,
Yep.
and Gene was in that band also with us.
Yeah.
But we cut the tail end. Well, Ronnie was with Donnie Brooks, who had a hit, Mission Bells.
Yeah.
What year was that? 60s or 50s? 60s, right?
60s.
Yeah, so I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ronnie was with Donnie Brooks, who he was saying, Pat Upton, all kinds of great artists. Bobby Kimball
Tiny Tim.
of Tono. And we cut the tail end of that with me and Ronnie on the road with them. Matica, California.
Go on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No,
It just brings back memories.
Wait, let me wipe tears from my eyes. And then, you know, we got Gilbert Stokes.
Yeah.
Who you have a great, phenomenal voice. Very strong voice.
God, thank you, Jesus Christ.
And you hit these high notes.
Thank you, sure, yeah.
You got that operation.
That's true.
Especially when you do Ooh Baby Baby. Right, go for it.
Oh yeah.
I did you wrong. My heart went out to play, but in the game I lost you. What a price to pay! I'm crying. Ooh, baby, baby. Baby, baby.
Beautiful.
Ah.
And we all got to perform together, all of us brothers here. We've all been on stage together with each other, one way or another, at shows, playing with our heart. And speaking of shows, March 20th, Sunday, Benny and Joe, Gilbert Stokes, Ronnie Reyes, and I will be at Barnes Park in the city of Monterey Park. It's a tribute to Johnny Thompson, who owned Johnny Thompson's music. He had just passed away a couple months ago, and everyone's doing a tribute to Johnny Thompson. So we invite everyone to come on out to Barnes Park Amphitheater in the city of Monterey Park, Sunday, March 20th. The show starts at 11. We go on at 2 with Benny and Joe Rodriguez, the Heartbreakers, doing that beautiful song they did for us, Cradle Rock. And I want to take the camera to Gene, how you started singing and what you've done.
I've been singing since I was 15. I'm 74 now.
I got a question for you.
Oh, what?
How is it that you're so blessed you get to keep all your hair where mine just going bald spots all over?
Like Elvis Presley. Like Elvis Presley.
Ronnie was there when I stopped
Elvis is
eating meat.
here.
Yeah, I was.
I was 30 years old.
With our last bowl of menudo, and you said, that's it.
No, it was a steak on
It was a
Father's Day.
steak. That's right. I was with
We had
you.
a barbecue.
Oh, that's
And Art
right.
Sanchez, the bass player,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he betted me $100
That you won't stop eating meat.
that wouldn't last a month.
Ooh,
That's right.
wow.
It's 44 years now.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's the hair.
The hair, yeah.
Had to
Damn.
give up something, you know. Oh, the boots too.
Yeah, yeah.
If I didn't eat meat, I would look like cousin it.
But you're doing okay.
No, that's what I mean.
You
You
look
look
like
like
Michael
cousin
Zooming
McDonald.
out, zooming out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ronnie was great. He's still great.
You were with
He
the
played my
band.
guitar.
Yeah.
You guys were in the band together, right?
Something.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh
What was
yeah.
his name?
We
Dirty
did a lot of
Sister.
stuff. Dirty
Yeah,
Sister.
that was
what
after
a band
he-
that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School's out full, son up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
A lot
Wow.
of talent in this room here right now.
Yes.
A lot of great history
Yeah.
musically
Yeah.
in this room right now that East Los Angeles
Yeah.
hit the scene, and it went really well for everyone.
I
Wow.
have something to say about Mike Rincon. He was supposed to show up today, but he got real sick. I've
Oh.
never heard him so bad. But
Hope you feel better.
my prayers go out to him
Amen.
Yes.
and his family.
That's Mike Rincon from the
And he
Blendells.
was leader of the Blundells.
Mhm.
And I was fortunate enough to play with him with the all the original members at the Greek Theater with Mucho Morales
Ooh.
from KRS 101.
Mhm.
And they were the only all original group that night.
Wow.
Midnighters, Little G, Little Ray, the guys from Texas, Question Mark, the Mysterians,
Oh yes.
Mr. Wooly Bully himself, Turner Preacher,
Were the Premiers
Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Farmer John
and-
Premiers.
And they were supposed to play, but something happened.
Okay.
And there was other groups. It was just a great Rosie.
You miss her.
So many great
Rosie.
musicians.
She recorded Angel Baby.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah.
I heard an interview with her. She recorded that in an airport hangar. That song. Did you hear that interview with her?
Yeah.
No,
About
we
that.
did a
Reverb.
couple of groups with her.
Yeah,
She
we
was
saw
something else.
Oh, man.
She was something
Oh,
else.
my.
We're still in high school.
See, we were on the bus on the way from L.A. to Phoenix, and the band, from back east, and some of the entertainers there were all drinking and everything, and we were still teenagers, but
We still drink though.
we still drink. Anyway, we get to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And Billy Cardenas says, you know what? You guys are incorrigible. You don't do what I tell you to do. I'm your manager and this and that. This is the last tour that I'm gonna
You've always
sponsor.
been rebels, and
And I said,
even
we said, yeah, it's cool,
Yeah.
We get to Phoenix, we do our show,
Yeah.
and Rosie says, you know what? Next door there's a mariachi, because the owner of the hall also had a restaurant adjacent to
Yeah.
the hall.
Yeah.
And she says, you guys sing Spanish. Vamos a echarnos una rola. Let's do a song, next door.
Yeah.
Órale, vamos. So boom, 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 boom. We do a few numbers with the mariachis, and the owner says, I'd like to have you guys stay here in Phoenix. I'll set up an apartment for you. You
Wow.
guys can go to school here and everything. We're going a little too fast. Billy comes in and says, I'm the manager. And I said, oh, you were.
Wow.
So it goes.
Wow.
Oh, that was funny.
I'm still trying to this tour, just tour.
Oh, wow.
You were.
we used to give a out to everybody.
Estamos chavalos, but we never, we defended ourselves to the last straw, just like Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. One of the shows we did at that.
Sorry to butt in. We just need to acknowledge our viewers. Actually, Richard Iniguez was here watching, And yeah, saying hi to you also, Gilbert, to everyone here.
Richard Iniguez.
Yes,
love
Richard
him.
Iniguez is here. Say hi to him. Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Boulevard Nights.
And then also Mike Rincon saying, tell Jean thanks for the kind words. Yes.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people watching and messaging here. So of course we have to acknowledge them. They're watching and commenting in our live.
When are you gonna have that?
Yeah, it's actually live. They're watching right now. Before it was 18 people. I was just not like a pro on this.
So
What
Yeah.
time is it?
let's do it. It's again at 5:02. So
Yeah, because we have time limits on this
one more
location.
time. Cradle Rock guys.
We
Yeah.
That's una chicana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they want Cradle Rock from me too.
Huh?
Okay, but wait. Instead of ending it like we did this last time, give us a chance to say, and down, down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. I'll be here in the center so you guys can see, because I cannot do it on a landscape. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Rockabye, baby, I'm the treetop. When the wind blows, the green will rock. When the ball breaks, the green will fall. And down, 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 down will come, baby. Cradle and
Man, let me shine your shoes, guys.
Wow. Richard said this was great. Thanks you for the ride. And yeah,
You
Mike
guys-
said, hey Gil.
You guys are amazing.
Don't forget the guitar up there.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone who joined us. Leo Road, who also was there, was typing your messages here. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you guys for watching with us. 13 viewers right there.
Let me shine your shoes.
Thank you, thank
We
you.
thank you all for joining us. Is there anything you guys want to say to the audience or anything like that?
No, we just want to say it's a pleasure to share the company with our partners here.
Mhm.
You know, we've been through a lot together, but we have, I think we have expanded the knowledge of our culture, of our music, with the talent that everybody has. Everybody has.
Everyone here, yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful
wanna thank,
story.
Rick, for the opportunity to express ourselves, show a little bit of our past and our songs,
Yes. I love it.
and what we've done in music, and try to contribute to our Chicano culture.
Oh, beautiful.
And Gilbert, would you bless us with the song?
It's alright, it's alright, alright. Oh, baby. Oh, Lucy, why don't you do your sisters well? Oh, Lucy, why don't you do your sisters well? That'd be good to you, honey. Please don't do me no harm. Woke up this morning, the school not in sight, and my friends are bothering about all the different times. Lucy, won't you come back? Will you belong?
Someone's dancing
I'll be
there.
good to you, baby. Please don't do me no harm.
Mariachi, what's that, guys?
Lucy, won't you come back? Will you belong? Oh, Lucy, come and satisfy my heart. It's been a pleasure with you, baby. Won't you give it just a new start?
Hey, Richard said, go Gilbert! Wow.
We want to thank everyone for joining us here. This was really good East Los music history from 1960s.
as you heard from the pioneering members themselves who recorded it. I've never danced before like this. Brian didn't see me dance behind him. but
Yeah.
I thought I was
We're
dancing
ready
better.
to dumping.
I thought I was better than Jumping Jack Benny.
Richie said, Richard Inigo said, watching RJ dance was worth price of admission.
I hope that was a good laugh for everyone, because I don't know how to dance.
Awesome, Gia Road said.
Yeah.
March 20th. March 20th.
Where at?
Sunday. Barnes Park Amphitheater in the city of Monterey Park. Benny and Joe of the Heartbreakers performing their hit song Cradle Rock.
I'll be there.
Gilbert Stokes, Ronnie Reyes,
Oops,
myself.
what happened again?
Also, we have
Make
the
it so
Districts
much.
Band. We have the Midnighters. Then it'll be us, Interforce Band with Gilbert Stokes, the Heartbreakers, the Delgado Brothers with Jumping Jack Benny.
Jumping Jack.
Or before the Delgado Brothers actually, with Danny Diaz and Red House.
Mm.
So we got a great show coming up March 20th. Hope to see you guys there. Thank
Hope
you
to
very much
see
for
you
joining.
guys.
We really appreciate you guys. And,
See you. Thank you so much.
One more thing. I did get calls from other musicians of the 60s from East Coast. Michael Sandoval of the Abertones. Who was the other, the keyboard player for, did you tell me this the other night? JC, the keyboard player.
Why are you guys
Anyways,
thinking about that?
We're getting phone calls. So we're gonna have a second show in addition. So this thing's really taking off for the next show already. So we will let you know when. Sorry about the
link. I'm so sorry.
First link, the initial link, it didn't work, so we had to create this new one.
Yes.
Thank you
So sorry
very much
about that.
everyone for watching.
Yes. Gia Rod said very inspirational for everything, the stories that you have told. Because we need to also, read all the comments here, but we are all busy talking, but
We
it's
love you
okay.
all. Thank you,
We do
everyone.
really appreciate
See
you
on
guys.
the 20th of
Thank you,
March.
thank you.
Thank you.
And
All right.
what we're gonna say to all of our viewers, don't forget to
Don't
forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click the button to
Yes.
be notified for the next show and videos.
I want to thank our lovely camera woman here.
Sorry
Celeste,
about that. I'm not really a pro. I don't know what happened.
my lovely wife. Thank you all.
Yeah, Richard. That's Richard in the guest right there.
We love you, Richard. We really do. We
Thank
miss
you so much, viewers. 15 viewers. Don't
All
forget
right.
to- We'll see you again.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Gia-Rod. And Mike, you wanna say a word to Mike?
Mike's Rincon. Get well, brother.
Hey,
Mike. Mike.
Get well.
We're gonna do like this. So you take advice.
Get well.
Mike Rincon.
We wish you well.
Yeah.
Aliviánate.
They didn't let me sing because I usually get paid for my singing.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Okay.
See you all later.
Bye. Thank you.
Wow, you guys.